What if I tell you it's not money that's stopping from investing, but actually you? Let's talk about the current condition in Africa. So, what do you think is actually the problem when you have to do with investment in Africa, especially from Nigeria?
Okay, so the subject of investment is a quite good one, and it basically have to do with allocation of resources, meaning that people would be able to classify their resources into profitable sectors. So it's a good one. But when it comes to the average Nigerian youth, which we have, many of them are not really prepared for investment.
Are you serious?
So they're not really prepared for investment, as they are not trained to invest, but they are rather trained to hustle and eat. It's just like a, it's just within a very small cycle. You
Okay.
hustle and you get to eat from that money.
What can actually cause this issue in Africa that we find it difficult to actually come to the investment space?
Okay, the reason why it's also going to find a lot of person find it difficult in coming to the investment space is the way they get to see investment. That's their view, their own personal perspective. Some of them will see investment as maybe for the rich, the ultra wealthy, those persons that are highly rich. That's the
Okay.
kind of person that they see investment for. So they don't see investment like for themselves. They only think that they get to only work and eat. And there's a reason to that. There's also a reason to that. So part of the reason to that is because you are going to see those persons that maybe people like Dangote, people like that have a lot of money are the ones that have the capacity to invest a lot and maybe profit a lot.
Okay.
We have not seen other mediums like a form of investment because there are many sectors that we can invest. Because
What you're saying, we don't need to have too much to invest.
yes, we don't need to have too much to invest, but a lot of person would think that we need to have maybe a 1 billion naira or a lot of money, millions of naira before you talk about investment. So that is a wrong perspective.
So now in this case, you don't need a billionaire. So how can the average Nigerian come into this place with a salary of maybe 50,000 and some something thousand, which is for the minimum wage in Nigeria as well?
I don't think the average Nigeria would want to really come into the space of investment, especially because of the poor background knowledge about it. Because we
Why?
have lesser knowledge about it, financial literacy around investment. So they must first of all realize what investment is and already try to be used to the word investment, knowing that they have already been investing even before thinking of officially coming out to invest.
Okay, so now for what you are trying to say now, it means primarily we need to understand what investment actually is
Yes.
in the country. Because basically now, investment is if you don't have crypto, if you have not invest 2 million, you have not start. If you have
Mm,
not buy 10 plot of land, you are
mm.
coming up. So what actually can
That is just
okay?
the wrong mindset. I think that will come because of ignorance and misunderstanding of what it is. So we have basically been investing in different parts of our life, different
Okay.
part of our life. Just like we invest in education, we also invest sometimes investing in our looks can also be profitable because in the aspect of education, especially when it comes to that, a parent would want to train up their child and the expectation of training their child is
Okay.
that maybe they will be a mother of a doctor or a lawyer. They want to
Yes.
see their child doing well. That's just the end point of it.
Okay. For what you were just saying, I just remember something. When we went to that office, then we were coming up. So when we went to the office, then we just recently started Skileman. So we went to him. So there was something he told us. He said that the way we look like, he cannot invest one dime,
I can
because
remember that a lot.
because now I understand that you can also invest in your looks
Yes, yeah.
because your appearance actually affects your attraction.
Yeah.
You appear like who you want to be. So in this case, Investment in looks is very, very important.
Yes. So even though investment in looks is important or is part of investment, still yet, it's not all about a lot of persons are already currently doing that. So they'll spend most of their money like buying a good clothes, trying to look good, but without being deliberate, there's no direction, no vision, it will become a total waste. As some persons are looking good out there, but there's nothing adding up, nothing increasing because of
Okay.
they're just doing it
Like
for
this current
pleasure.
Gen Z is
Yeah. So understanding just the concept, like what investment is, would make us like more familiar with that word investment, not
okay.
misunderstanding it. Then we can then at that point we can talk about investing. We can talk about investing. Because if we are going to be talking about investment, basically majority of us have been doing it, but some of us are not because we are not investing, we are just living our life based on pleasure because there's no direction. But some persons are investing, taking the academics serious and putting in effort. Some persons are also trying to buy properties and trying to create wealth.
Okay.
So if this is diversified, which we can classify it into the basic one that everyone does, and it's majorly about ourselves, investing back into ourselves, but it's on the secondary level, that's when we get to invest big in other businesses, in other companies, maybe
Okay.
like buying of shares or investing into real estate. Then it becomes more advanced.
So in this point, so we have levels of investment. So we
Yes,
have the primary one which have to do with our lives,
yes,
educational purpose, and we have the secondary one which is actually the stocks. We all know MTN stock, Tesla, and the rest. So
yes.
simply means in this
Like
case,
real estate is also a part of
okay,
it.
real estate. Yes, you're making a point. In this case, everybody in the country is an investor.
But what I would say is that not every single person is an investor, like everybody out there,
How?
because most people are not really investing in their life. Some persons are not really investing.
Okay.
And that's why we have so many people who are yielding fruits after maybe a period of time. You then see this person that was putting in the effort is now yielding fruit because we have something they call also in part of investment, something they call sweat equity, meaning that you're investing maybe with your time, your effort, not majorly just about money. So there are some people that's not doing anything with their life right now. They're doing nothing with their life. Nothing is going on ground. And if they are doing anything with their life, something that's not meaningful, not something they can count on.
Okay. Something I
Like
don't like watching of films,
yes,
playing of games. Now that this is stuff.
yeah,
I watching film. Wow.
like watching films. Some persons also is smoking, going to clubs and
Lord
different
of
kind of
Jesus.
things. So those ones are not actually investment, and you can't call those ones an investor. An investor is deliberate that this is what I want to achieve. He can see the picture of what he wants to achieve, maybe over the period of time, over a period of if I put my effort in the next 2 years, in the next 3 years, this is what I'm
Okay.
going to achieve. So it's not anyone that is just doing any random stuff. It's deliberate. And if you're also investing, you have to also watch out for what exactly are you investing in.
Okay.
Even for
Like
people
what?
that's going into like businesses, you want to invest into a business. And the also reason why people fall into like Ponzi schemes, for instance, like people invest into Ponzi schemes is because they don't have a direction. They don't know what they want. They don't know what they
Okay.
want. So assuming they know what they want, it will also help them filter what is real and what is also not real. Because from my own personal encounter, having to do with some Ponzi scheme which I encountered, because of the trends, especially when there's a trend
I
that
can
people are
remember one person scheme that was is this Sadia Marco.
okay,
Wow. We put over that was that something thousand in that investment. We didn't even get any fruit from that, just shut down.
yes, that's terrible. The same thing also happened to Stormdog. So people was triggered by this is moving and people are cashing out, people are making a lot of money. So that's the reason why a lot of person come into it. And we don't when it also comes like the investment I'm also talking about is that when you're not deliberate, every opportunity attracts you. Every opportunity attracts you because even though it's not,
Mm.
even though your direction you were not in that before, it's not something you're looking forward to because it seems like an opportunity. People are cashing out. It just pulls your attention. But an investor is someone that's deliberate and says, this is what I want, and he goes to take position in what he wants. He does best.
Okay. Simply means an investor is a straightforward person. we really need to take a good look on what we talk about investment so that we are going to know how to invest, why we are investing, because there must be a reason why you're investing. Now, basically in Nigeria, everybody want to invest, they want to make money.
That's the
They're looking
truth.
for a means to make money. So when you are in for the money, you are in the deadline, the most dangerous mentality to have when I talk about investment. So somebody just come, oh, I want to make money, I want to make millions, I want to be like the ones and the rush. Because I'm making, they say put 10 million and make this one, you carry, sell land inside and it's not shut down. That is what I talk about. Generational investment have closed. Your fatherland, everything,
Uh, that
they
will
come.
happen because they are not so educated and they don't spend time to research maybe based on what they want to do.
Now, just jump to the this quick question. So now, how can they start? Somebody just have really your monthly salary is maybe 50,000 because it's hardly that you even see them even pay minimum wage or something like that. Currently, where I currently stay, I've not seen any shop that are going that somebody is paying person 50,000, say some kind of shop that are paying 25,000, 30,000, and somebody in that space condition now want to come into the investment space. What can he actually start with?
Okay, so that is a good question, especially for people who want to start up from scratch.
Okay.
Like maybe they have gotten the concept and they understand what it is and they want to start up something. So they could start up in as it concerns investment. They could start up from maybe investing in their educations, advancing it, maybe in buying books. Because whatever you read in terms of books, maybe you're buying books, it's impacting you. Maybe the way you are, like the last 1 year or the last 2 years after reading for some time consistently, transformation begin to occur. And some persons can also invest in their personal business because you can't, even for people that's trying to take position, like investing in mega companies, you want to invest in Tesla and the rest of it. You
Okay.
need a lot, sometimes you need a lot of money to invest in some kind of advanced investment scheme. You need a lot of money.
Okay.
So
So
you need to build your cash flow. You need money that is recurring. You need to build your cash flow such in a way that you can then gather up that money and put in something big. So by this, some persons would maybe in part of building cash flow to go
okay.
for something big at some point would get a good job. Would be working, and from the working that we are doing and we're getting paid, would save.
Okay.
We'll start saving up.
So let me say this now. I'll come to the game.
Yes,
I
it's
said,
not bad.
and the problem is saving is difficult in this country. Sorry to cut to there because you want to survive. You're paying 50,000, but times slash it into your food stuff, your transport, because sometimes where they are home working is actually far from where they stay.
Yeah.
And calculate everything then. I wonder how much you want to save because maybe it can be the 1,000, 2,000, just calculate 1,000 in 12 months. That's
That's
12,000. So
12,000.
it's very funny. So it's very fun. So if somebody okay want to come to investment space with 12,000 naira, what can they possibly invest?
Okay. So first of all, I will not say that I'll give someone maybe a fixed amount they're coming into investment space and you have to come with 10,000 naira or 12,000 naira. So you need to understand what you want. What did I want to invest in? Is at this point a lot of people make mistake. So they don't know what they want to invest in. So that's why everything around them seems like an opportunity. If this person come, maybe I did this and this working for me, everyone will rush into that. If another one come with another opinion, people will rush into that. At the end of the day, even though we see ourselves as investors in putting our money into different businesses,
Okay.
we realize that we are yielding no profit from those investments we are making because we are not taking our time to do some research, like some background research
Okay.
to check like
So
if this thing actually work.
okay, so simply means it is not advisable for anybody to go into investment without proper research.
Yes, even though so is this research is not something like that would be the one you're going to be needing a consultant. Let's say you need to go and get a consultant and pay them a lot of money. You can do some basic research especially if I want to start up a business. Let's say I want to open a laundry shop and I'm working in a particular company and I've checked or known the estimated cost to um, run a laundry shop. Let's say it's 200,000 and I'm being paid maybe 100,000. And I can remove 20,000 in five. Okay, that's about 10 months. I ought to raise about 200,000 to start that laundry business. So without going to do some background research, like is laundry business something I should venture in? Maybe within the environment I'm also looking at. And what is the possible cost? I would not have a sum of amount of money I need to invest. So
Okay.
it would also affect my savings. Because if I know that this is what I want, then it would position my savings to make sure
Okay.
that I attain it. But if I don't know what I want, it simply means that I can't save properly. I can't have a goal. I can't set targets. And this is what I need to do.
Okay, so what you're trying to say now, investment is not all about buying stocks in Tesla or Alphabet, but just you can actually invest in yourself, like educational purpose, maybe getting an online course, maybe a videography course or AI video editing or something like that. So it's part of investment, right?
Yes, so that is part of the investment because investment, the just as I've said, relative to investment, it have to do with gains, maybe profit attached to it. And if someone maybe is focused on his education and investing money, just like parents do send their children to school. And the reason for that is because of the outcome, what they know that this is what my child can be, and they're going to make gains or maybe profit at the end of the day from their child or children. So that's the way we should treat
Okay.
like
Okay. From this
investment.
point now, so it means even our parents have been taking us as investment like Tesla in this point because you're talking about gains. Maybe when the child is up to age and they have good work, they begin to reap everything they have sown and even reap more because someone from
Okay, the parents are not really taking their children maybe like Tesla and the rest of them. But in investment, they have been putting in money, and some of them don't actually know they're investing, but they're having hopes that this my child is going to be this, going to be a doctor, is going to be an engineer. At least they will say mommy engineer or something like that.
I'm telling you.
So they want their children to become something, and they have been investing. But when it comes to the aspect of maybe buying shares or investing, let's say advancing that level of investment
Okay.
from the basic that everyone have been doing. People then see it as though it's something different because of the concept is lost. They have lost the actual concept that they have already been investing. So it's now looking as though they are new and
Okay.
coming out to try something new, but they have already been taking risks. Okay, relative to what you said
Okay.
about savings, some persons also, when it comes to savings, truly what you said is right. They do save, but they don't have where they are going to invest that money. And over a period of time, issues, different liabilities will come and eat up the money. So sometimes savings is not just the best option when you don't have a goal, you don't have a target. And even though when it comes to savings, sometimes waiting for a specific money can also be one of the factors that hinders investment because
Okay.
you are trying to wait until I get maybe a specific amount of money. That's when I can invest. You can go ahead and invest in other things because investment is just like a spirit to you. It's just like part of your hobby.
Okay. Okay.
It's something you can take as a
So
hobby
from
that
what
you must do
from
something.
all what you're saying, so
Yeah.
means we all need to learn how to
Yes.
have
That
the
traits.
habit of
Yes.
investment. That's a good one. So means you can start investing from the little you have. Okay, so let's move to the next question for round of this section. So where actually can they invest? Where?
Okay. Just from the very beginning, just rephrasing what I said, I talked about what investment means. That is an allocation of resources. So it could be maybe time, your effort. It could be also money, have to do with money. So in an aspect of what is available now, it's not money. What's available is time. It simply means you can invest your time in self-development. You can train yourself, and learning these days is very much easier than it was before because there are many resources to learn. There are resources like maybe YouTube, sometimes Instagram, some platforms are educational. You can go through it
Yes.
and learn and build yourself because there are many mentors, many tutors out there teaching same things meaningful. But
Yes.
some persons are only after entertainment, just fun, just films, and that's what they're after.
Okay.
And if it has to do with the aspect of maybe effort, then especially when someone is a youth, that's the best time that he can put in his effort, maybe working, trying to
Okay.
raise sufficient capital to build something meaningful with his life. Not people who are there sleeping, doing nothing about their life, and maybe are into fraud or one thing or the other. There are many ethical stuff you can do to make genuine money. And when that money is being raised or gathered, you can then use it to do something reasonable. Maybe go full time when it comes to investment.
Okay.
So then summary I'll just conclude in the area of finances. It is money that you have. You currently have the money, you don't have maybe the time to put in the time, but you have the money. Then you can invest your money. You can invest your money maybe into stocks, buying of stocks from established brands and different companies that are
Okay.
listed out there. You can also invest in a startup because some person underestimate some startup, especially when they are just starting new. So they don't have maybe the credibility that is
Okay.
required for them to
Uh,
pull a lot of
It's actually making sense because
attention.
I
So
remember one video I come across on YouTube. Someone was actually regretting why he did not invest in Uber
yeah,
then.
that's over.
When Uber was starting, so it means startups are now a great avenue of getting
Yes.
started with this. So you can start up with a startup company from even little money.
Startup is one of them. And also, if you have a personal business, let's say you have an idea,
Okay.
you want to establish your, you might also have something that's already working. Maybe it was a small business, but you want to grow it. You want it to become an enterprise, something like an empire tomorrow. You can also invest those money you have into yourself, into your business, and start growing. So it's diversified relative to
Okay.
what's available and what's your direction.
Okay, so this just boils us to the final conclusion that investments, you don't need to have 10 million in your account to invest. You don't need 20
Yeah,
million in your
you
account to
don't need
invest.
to.
Do you have up to 10 million in your account?
No, sir.
Do you have up to 5 million?
No, sir.
Do you have up to 3 million?
No, sir.
Do you have up to 2 million?
No, sir.
Do you have up to 1 million? Huh?
No, sir.
Just start with the possible or the available issue at hand, which is yourself.
Yeah.
Acquire knowledge, invest in yourself, your time, everything, put it onto the betterment of the future. So that it will not come a time whereby your children begin to say, my father that caused it. No, you change that. So we don't need to blame Adam and Eve again now. Today we have learned that you can invest a fraction of your time and even as cheap as the little amount you can just bring out and invest in yourself. So just do yourself good and strive to invest. We'll see you in our next video. So please don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us on our social media handle.